Skip Barber Racing is the 100-pound gorilla of the car racing industry. It's recognized worldwide and uniquely qualified for programs of every size. There's over 120 cars, another 100 service vehicles, including car hauling, tractor trailers, and the expertise includes logistics like no other company. So with me is the Chief Financial Officer, Michael Berg, to talk about the company. So kind of lay the groundwork. What is Skip Barber Racing? How long have you been around? What do you do exactly?
Thanks, Jane. Nice to meet you. Skip Barber Racing has been around for 50 years this year. It's our anniversary.
Okay.
Proliferating in car racing school. The concept when they started, and still is, we can teach anybody to drive a race car.
Yeah.
Anybody at all. And that's the magic. People who never thought that they'd even be interested in driving, people who never thought they'd even have the opportunity to drive, can come drive with us and learn what the excitement and the thrill is of being behind a wheel at high speeds, very safely, because we teach you everything there is to know about getting through a course.
So tell me the logistics, like what kind of car is it? How fast does it go? How does somebody start the whole process? Where do they have to go?
So you need to know that we train pros as well as novices who've never been behind the wheel. So there's a wide variety of things that we actually offer. So anywhere from the pro who's tuning up for an Indy or a NASCAR race, all the way down to someone who's never been behind the wheel at all and never thought they could be. And the speeds will vary greatly. So a novice may get a car going over 100. Once they take our course, during the course of the several days that we teach them, some of the pros go significantly faster.
Yeah. Well, the Indy cars go, what, 200 and something?
Yes,
yeah.
do.
So, yeah, I mean,
Not with me.
I grew up
yes.
in Indiana, so I remember the 500. And then where do people have to go? Where are your tracks?
So we are in the 8 most iconic tracks in the country. We have scheduled time in all of them. And depending upon your timing and the course that you're taking, and we'll go into some of the courses that we offer and the various different types of training we do, we'll take you to a different course at that time.
Okay.
So Virginia, of course, where our main headquarters is at VIR, Virginia International Raceway. We got a 45,000 square foot facility, complete with classrooms and a lot of cars.
Yeah.
Of all types.
And you do a lot of interesting other kind of businesses as well, like corporate events. And tell me about those.
So Forbes actually did an article on us several years ago. And I'm going to paraphrase, said it is the most exciting, exhilarating team building they've ever seen. It was with a Fortune 100 company, and they did their team building with us. And their comment was along the lines that whether you're in the mailroom or you're a C-suite partner, everyone is equal on day 1 of racing. By the time you're out of there on day 3, the bonding and the racing that you do together is like no other. It really is light years ahead of axe throwing or bowling or golf or even fishing.
Oh, yeah.
It's like no other. And so our focus this year is to try and grow that business, the corporate event, experiential business, and team building.
Wow.
It is such a wide open market for us. No one else has the capacity to do it the way we do. They don't have the number of cars or the logistics to carry the cars from place to place around the country like we do.
Well, and that's really interesting. The CEO and the person who just started are kind of all equal. So
Right.
this is a totally different kind of concept and would make you think differently about the company.
Well, when you get behind the wheel of a race car, everybody's equal.
Yeah.
Until you're not.
Now, car dealers, what is your business relationship with them?
So a lot of people who look like me will sell a company or get a bonus or whatever and go ahead and plop down $500,000 on a very expensive, fancy 450 and up horsepower car. It's fantastic until they drive it home. Generally, if they could take it out on a Sunday from now and again, they get a couple of miles on it, but the speed limit's 55, 65 in some spots. You really never get to use it. So eventually it's a paperweight in your garage, and the spouse, I'm not going to say wife because you never know these days, will ask them to get it the heck out of the garage. So what happens there? The dealership sold the car. The dealership should be having this customer so excited about his experience that every 3 years or so he comes back and buys another car and trades his car in. So what happens if they don't get him excited? What happens if he's not really all as enthusiastic as he expected to be? He's going to just end up selling his car on the market in a couple of years, and that'll be that. It's a shame, because he thought he was enthusiastic about driving a fancy car, experiential car. Found that he's not because he just didn't use it properly.
Yeah.
So here's where we come in. We're beginning relationships with dealerships where they can sell a training from Skip Barber with every car they sell. And we're talking to groups like McLaren and other high-end cars,
Okay.
so that they can offer this experience and get their enthusiastic customers locked into the enthusiasm they thought they felt before they bought. And now they're more likely to come back for another purchase. They're more likely to trade their car in and allow for the dealership to make a lot of money. And that's what that's all about. So it works really well for the customer to actually get to use this car on track and otherwise.
Now, how is just the business in general? Because it feels like the experiential things like that you do are really popular. People aren't so much into stuff, they're into experiences. Are you finding that?
It's robust. Business is busy, and it's exactly what you said. People are looking for additional experiences. The hot air balloon is a fad that left a long time ago. Racing is more popular than ever in this country and around the world. And we're finding that a lot of our drivers are coming from other areas of the world, coming in from Europe clearly, coming in from Mexico and South America as well. So it's a growing popular sport here. We're the gateway. You've got to come through us to get involved here, and we're loving it.
Would you ever expand internationally?
We actually are.
Oh, you
Thanks
are?
for
Okay.
asking. We're in talks there right now down in other countries. One I can name and some I can't. We're down in Mexico now, developing a farm club, so to speak, for our drivers. They can train in Mexico, karting and other types of vehicles. And when they get big enough, and we'll be training them down there, when they get big enough, they can come to the States and shoot for something even larger if they qualify.
Yeah. Okay, and then finally, what's the future? I mean, international expansion, it sounds like, and the corporate events, anything else?
So the future's pretty bright. So we're expanding corporate events, we're expanding into dealerships, we're working on expanding into track ownership, which is pretty big. A lot of these guys out there who have these fancy cars, they belong to things like man caves, where they build out these garages, and people come and park their cars there, hang out and smoke a cigar and look under the hood and talk about their cars. We're finding that people are coming to us because they want the Skip Barber name to be affiliated with their man caves and also their tracks, because it lends so much credibility because of who we are. After 50 years, no one has any reputation the way we do in this industry.
Okay.
So we're growing fundamentally with inbound calls. But now we're going to begin outbound calls, and that's what this is all about.
And would there be a public listing at some point in the future, or can you talk about that?
Well, Jane, I don't know if we can talk about that yet.
Okay.
But I'll be back in a couple of weeks, and we'll talk again.
We will get an update when the time comes.
Yes,
so
you
thank
will.
you so much, Michael.
Okay.
Thanks.
Pleasure.